Howdy y'all, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing my first update for years of usage. I know it's the middle of the year and I should have posted this way sooner, but you know, life gets in the way sometimes. I was still working on this project. I will say the first 3 months of the year I was primarily working on my palette, and then around March, no, probably around April, end of March, early April, I started focusing more on this project, but I do have a lot of progress to share and it's going to be really satisfying. I'll show you why. Oh, also, I created this project myself. Basically the goal is to either hit pan or hit 23 usage in each shade, and the way I came up with the number 23 is because the year is 2023, so like next year I'll be able to use my previous tallies, but if I hadn't already hit goal in it, I just have to get one extra, so I'll have to have 24 uses in each shade. So yeah, I'll just get right to it. I have a lot of exciting things to share with you, so I'm excited. So I'll start off with my Becca Ocean Jewels palette. So I don't know if you can tell, which this is unrelated to the project because it rolled out in 2021, the cream, but there is a teeny, I don't know if you can kind of see it, the shine. There's a teeny baby pan in that, and I have legit used this cream as my like primary setting shade for like a year. And it's super dense, but I finally hit baby pan. I'm gonna continue using it as my primary setting shade until the pan is like noticeable, because like right now like you can barely see it, you know what I mean? Like if it catches the light right you can, but anyway, that's unrelated because that was rolled out in 2021. Spirit Quartz, or yeah, so Abalone I did hit goal on. I had 18 uses from last year, and then I just, you know, used it 5 more times and rolled it out this year. This one, Spirit Quartz, was rolled out in 2022. This one I rolled out this year. Also, I post on my Instagram as I roll things out, if you're curious, and I do like a close-up shot of each shade. I know it might be annoying to some people, but to be honest, like I feel that in my painting journey, like I want to show love to every single shade in my collection. So that's just my way of doing it, I guess. Anyway, I rolled that out this year. Rolled Ocean Jasper out this year as well. I'll show you the tally so it'll make more sense. This is my only remaining shade I have to hit goal on. I finished, I rolled this one out in 2022. This one, I literally need one more use to roll it out. But to be honest, like I could have like easily like thrown it in my look today if I wanted to, but I kind of wanted to hold off because a lot of it has to do with my Instagram aesthetic. Like I like to make my feed like pleasing to the eye, and it's just better for me to get this update out before and like include this palette before I roll it out. So basically, if I use this shade one more time, this palette will be completely out of the project, so that's super exciting. Okay, and then here is the tallies just for proof. This light is making me look really good, but it's just like natural light, so I'm happy with it. Anyway, if you notice a new background, it's because I moved. I was living in Central California, and now I am living in the Bay Area. But yeah, I like my new room. It's cool. So yeah, so the orange obviously means like the shades that I hit goal in this year, and then you can see the 21 and 22s where I had already hit goal previously. The red tallies mean they're from previous years, and the blue tallies are from the current year. Which, if you're doing this project, obviously you organize things how you want. Everyone that I've seen has like a little bit of a different method of keeping track of their tallies, which I enjoy watching. So obviously you don't have to do it this way, but I just like enjoy playing with the colors basically. So my next palette to speak about is going to be, I don't see it, where is it? Sorry, I just have like a stack of palettes on my desk, and oh, here it is. Would have bet me. Okay, my next palette to speak about is the Pat Sublime palette. I've only used it twice this year, but this is going to be my next focus palette. So I was really focusing on this palette because I wanted to just roll it out, which I will post on my Instagram once I do roll it out. I'll post the individual shade, and then I'll probably give this its own glamour shot, I think, because I really like enjoy the giving glamour shots like after I roll out a palette, basically, because it's a big deal. And then I can pair that glamour shot to like previous glamour shots that I have of the same palette. Okay, anyway, so I have used Sinful ones and Illicit ones this year, but other than that I haven't used it. This will be my next focus palette because it's just 5 shades, so I feel like it'll be easy. Like, you know how in like Panther's eyeshadows people pick 5 shades to focus on? Like, I feel like this is a doable number to focus on, and it's very versatile. Like, I feel like this Sinful is my favorite in the whole palette, obviously. I mean, other people say that I know other people have this palette, and I think their favorite is like Gold Nectar maybe, but I think, to me, okay, so Illicit I can use easily because I can just use that as a liner or like outer corner shade. Gold Nectar, TBH, I'm not a huge fan of gold. I don't particularly like gold on my eyes, even though it looks really good because I have blue eyes. I don't know why, I just don't like it. But what I usually do with this, even though it's like beautiful on its own, I cover it with a lighter gold shade to kind of like lessen the intensity. And then Corruption is a beautiful duochrome. It's kind of like green, red, brown vibes, I guess. Or maybe it's a multi-chrome, I don't know. But yeah, that one is very fall in my mind. But I also like hear all the time people are like, oh, let's do a warm summer look. But to me, that, like, when I think warm, I think of fall. Like winter, I think very cool, neutral / blue. Fall, I think warm, like brown, red, that vibe. And then spring and summer, I think of as like more colorful and bright. But anyway, I'm gonna find a way to use this, hopefully, and make it look summery because we're coming on summer. Sextrovert, honestly, I haven't used it this year. I kind of forgot what it looks like. I'm gonna give myself a tiny swatch because I don't really remember. I think it's just like it's just like a deeper, sorry, my hands are really dry, so it might look kind of gross, but it's like a deeper bronzy shade, which honestly I can make that look like summer if paired correctly. Like, that looks beautiful paired with this green. Like, honestly, that green is my life. Love it. But yeah, okay, so I'll show you the tallies on that. Obviously, I haven't worked on it that much this year. There's only these 2 blues, but as you can see, I've worked on it a lot in previous years, especially these 2 shades. And then these other 3 are gonna definitely take some work. I don't know that I will have it rolled out the next update. I probably won't, but at least I want to for sure like roll out these 2 shades, and then, you know, at least get to like 15 uses on the others, hopefully. I'm chatty Cathy today. Let me take some water. All right, next up is Big Boy Jaclyn Hill Morphe. Ooh. I'll flash it to you. It's gonna be easier to talk about with the tallies though. So obviously I haven't rolled out any this year. All these colorful things are from previous years. If you haven't caught my drift, like, I'm trying to roll out in order of like the way I have this on my little tally sheet, because like typically the ones that are like on the first couple pages are the ones that I have had in the project the longest or the oldest, you know what I mean? So yeah, Jaclyn Hill is coming up priority after I focus on the little Pat one, which the Pat one isn't even that old. The reason I want to roll it out is just because it's only 5 shades. But yeah, I have used the shade Diva a few times. I have been pairing it with my Panda palette because it goes really well with, Diva's like a green shimmer. It goes well with like some of the shimmers in my palette. And then other than that, I haven't used it a ton. Apparently I've used Roxanne twice and I only need one more use to roll that out. So that would be nice because then we'll have some orange on the board. Oh, speaking of orange, check out my nails. These are like literally one of my favorite nail polishes, if not my favorite, because it's so bright. And I went dancing last night, and you know when you go to like bowling alley and then everything looks neon, like white, you know, it glows. My nails were literally like glowing. It was so cool. And like, I don't know, everyone was commenting on them and stuff, so that was nice. But yeah, this is gonna be a focus palette. Honestly, right now I don't know why my mind is like drawn to Diva. I kind of want to just roll that up. But other than that, oh, and obviously Roxanne, will roll that out. But other than that, I think of this palette as a fall palette. So yeah, I'll try to mix that in, but we're kind of in summer vibes right now. So next up, oh, just in case you're worried about those focus shades, not worried, but interested. Roxanne is this like warm brown, which I can definitely do a warm summery look with that. And then, but like I said, like when I think of red, I think of fall, not summer, which a lot of people think of summer for some reason. I don't get it. Like to me, summer is bright colors. But anyway, Diva, this is the shade I was talking about. It goes really well with my I pair it with this gold in my Pan That palette, and it kind of like tones it down a little bit. It's pretty. Okay, next up is BH Zodiac. I won't spend too much time on it because it looks like I haven't used it that much. However, I did roll out a shade. I rolled out this shade Libra Matte, so it's this is gray. And actually I'm a Libra, so that's fun. And then other than that, I used Cancer a couple times, which is this blue. It's really pretty. And then I used Pisces ones and Taurus matte ones. So let me see. Taurus matte I used once, and then Pisces, matte, no, Pisces shimmer I used once. So literally not that much progress. But I also view this as a fall palette. Like this screams fall to me. Aside from like the purples and blues, I would say more spring. Actually, I would say the blues more winter, but you could alternate obviously. But yeah, this is a fall palette to me. So that's probably why I haven't used the Jaclyn Hill or the Zodiac palettes much, because they give me more fall vibes. When I think of summer, I think of this. That was really lame, but anyway. Yes, I did use this palette today, along with another one that I'll talk about later. Sorry, it's not that well blended, but I kind of did this fast. But anyway, literally not close on any one of these because there's like a freaking million shades in this palette. And the biggest dip, as always, is this P1. And I'm at 12 uses on that, which is kind of funny. Oh, the shade I've used the most is P3, which I'm at 15 uses, and there's like barely even a dip, which I kind of got hope because I'm pretty sure it was Emily and Max was panning a shade in this, and she said that it took her about 17 uses to hit pan, but I think that I just have a much lighter hand than everyone else, I'm assuming, because they can hit pan in like 20 uses, and then I'm over here at like 60 uses plus. So yeah, I don't have a lot of hope for this. Honestly, I feel like this one's in for the long haul. This is kind of a use it when I want to kind of vibe. But I do want to hopefully use it some more in the summer months while it's summer, because I don't like reaching for this in the fall. I don't like reaching for this in the winter much, aside from like specific holiday looks. Yeah, but the majority of like the bright colors are summer. Yeah. I actually used this last night as well, so that's cool. I'll show you the tallies, but it's nothing impressive, literally not close on any of them. If I really wanted to. Oh, look. Y2 also. Out of curiosity, okay, so Y2 and P3 both have 15 uses, which are the most of any of them. Let's look at Y2 out of curiosity and see if there's a dip. So Y2 is this, it's yellow, but it's kind of like yellowish green. It's like a highlighter. There is definitely pan disturbance, but no significant dip. Yeah, there is a dip, but it's like not a deep dip, you know what I mean? So yeah. I was hoping that I wouldn't have to go up to 24 uses on those because I thought, oh, maybe I'll hit pan in 17 uses like Emily. But don't see that happening. Sorry, now I'm being a little, what do you call it? Not babbling, not wordy, but like, there's a specific word I'm trying to think of. It's just like talkative, but a better synonym for it, basically. Anyway, next up is the Tati palette. I will flash it. I haven't used it that much, to be honest. I did roll out a shade or a sequin, which is this one, which is honestly like one of my very favorite shades in my entire collection. I know it doesn't look like anything special, but it is a cream with micro glitters, and it's absolutely stunning. It's perfect for putting, sorry, that swatch makes me look like I had like a weird mole or something. But anyway, it's perfect for putting right here because I get darkness there, especially if because like typically I'll conceal right there because I have a lot of darkness right here for some reason. But like right now I have on a bright concealer. But if I forget to do that, I can use this shade and it'll really brighten it up. Or even if I'm going like full glam and I want to look super good, I will use it in that way as well. And I hit goal in that. Other than that, I used these two shades once, and then I used Poet Metallic once, and then Memory Sequin I used twice, which is the black. So honestly, not that much progress. But I will say this wasn't in the original project. It wasn't in the 2021 project. It entered into the 2022 project. And so I'm trying to roll out my older palettes first, which I know to a lot of you that would be an old palette because the brand's obviously discontinued. But to me, it's not old. That being said, let's look and see if there's any like easy ones. Like Ritual Matte would be an easy one because it's just like 3. I'm pretty sure Ritual is a brown, like a deeper brown. But I'm not really prioritizing it. If I reach for it, I reach for it. Because I see this. I mean, honestly, it's a year-round palette. But if I had to pick up... I'm saying, like, all my palettes... Ooh, that's fall. But it's just because... I see, like, warm tones as fall. And I feel like this is a pretty warm palette. But honestly... Like... Other than these 2 rows, if I were to get rid of these 2 rows, like, I could use it anytime, you know? The orange is not my favorite. Orange and gold, But I'll get through it. Okay, Morphe Sour Patch is up next. I have not rolled any out this year. I have used this palette a couple times. I actually used it today for the shimmers and then also the mattes in the outer corner. It looks kind of patchy, but I don't know if that's just because I didn't take my time blending, to be honest. Like, I feel like I could maybe blend it a bit better, but who knows. I have not used... I used All Gone once, but I haven't used any of these colorful shades because I'm trying to roll out... If I'm going to reach for a color, I want to roll out the colorful shades in the BH... Take Me Back to Brazil rather than this because this is a much newer palette. I have used these 3 shades once. These 2 were already rolled out last year, but these 3 shades I used once this year. And I used most of the bottom row once this year, but except for these 2 I haven't used yet, but everything else has been used once. These do get hard panned very badly. Not only in the shimmers, but in the mattes, so that kind of sucks. But I did get this palette for free. I didn't spend my money on it, although, like, I wanted this palette before I got it for free, but I wouldn't have spent my money on it, but like I was happy to get it for free, basically, if that makes sense. Because at the time I was of the mindset of like, oh, I only have one colorful palette, I need at least two. Because like some people have like a lot, because honestly I don't consider myself a neutral girly. Like I'm more of a color girl. And so I was like, oh, I need at least two colorful palettes. But now that I have it, it's like literally don't even use the colorful row, which I do intend on using, but I'm just prioritizing the other colorful palette basically. Okay, enough of that. Should I show it to you? I don't remember if I showed it, but yeah, obviously not much going on. Sorry, I know this is a long video. Okay, this next palette, my Franken singles, I actually decluttered. I decluttered it because it was made of the two of my older palettes in my collection. I think one was from like 2013 and one was from 2018, so combined, like I legit like Frankened shades from each palette together, so like there's no way to tell which was which. And I had this like fear of putting it on my eyes because I don't know why, like my pan, like my part of my Panda palette is just as old, like the older part of it, but I don't know, it was a mental thing. Like I was just scared to put in my eyes and I didn't really enjoy it that much. And so I'm like, you know what, I need to pull the plug. Like I just need to throw these out. So it's now in my graveyard bag of makeup, which I will post an Instagram picture of at the end of the year. But for now it's out of, or not for now, like forever, it's out of the project. And I have to adjust my numbers on Instagram to reflect that. It's kind of sad because I actually genuinely liked a lot of the shades, but I would just always get paranoid to use it because I'm like, I don't want to get an eye infection, you know what I mean? So I need to rip this page out. The reason I'm waiting to rip it out is because I'm waiting till I post that on my Instagram that I decluttered it. Okay, next up is Mercury Retrograde, which I have a ton of progress on. This wasn't technically in the project last year, however I did use it a lot as like my travel palette, so I did keep track of tallies, and so I did have a good head start going into this year. And then I did go through a phase of like a month or two earlier this year that I was super into it, so I wore it a lot. I did roll out 2 shades in it. Oh, I took such a beautiful photo of this today, actually. I'm gonna post it on my Instagram, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, obviously this is a gorgeous palette. So the shades that I hit goal on are Crash and Vortex. No surprise there. The cooler tone matte, which is more my vibe, and then the only deep shade in the palette. Honestly, like it's not even that deep. Like this palette is not like this palette is made for pale people, which I'm a pale person, so I appreciate that. But like it could have stand to have one darker shade, but honestly I have plenty of darker shades in other palettes, so I'm not complaining. Like I love the shades in here, so yeah. Oh, and you know how I went on a rant earlier about how I don't like gold? This is the exception. Gold Lich, it is literally the prettiest gold ever. I'm gonna swatch it for you just because it's literally so pretty. I'm gonna swatch it. You can't really tell, but oh my gosh, like on the eyes it's like so pretty. And it doesn't really come off as gold in the swatch for some reason, but when you build it up it is more gold, but it's super pretty. So other than that, I do have a lot of progress in the other shades. I am 1 use away on Galaxy from hitting goal, and then I'm 3 uses away on Karma from hitting goal. Momentum, I'm 2 uses away, and then the rest are not that close. So yeah, that would be 3 easy goals met for next time if I really wanted to. But I honestly just reached for this palette naturally, so there's no need to like force myself to use it. Like I said, I'm going to focus on that mini Pat palette, and then probably my Jaclyn Hill, at least like a few shades in it. Actually, Monica, the one, I can't remember her actual YouTube name, but Monica, she's like an amazing panner on YouTube, and she also has Instagram. We both follow each other there, I think. She is the one who like does like huge like dramatic eyes, which it looks really good with her face basically, and she uses a lot. And her pan palette this year is the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. So I'm like a month behind on my YouTube viewing, but I want to tell y'all what she did because I was a little mind blown. So she uses like these shades to set her lid, which is crazy to me because it's like they're like super pretty like shimmer inner corner vibe shades. Speaking of which, I think I forgot to put on an inner corner, so I'm gonna do that. But these are already rolled out of the project, the shades. But see what I mean? Like, to me, that does not strike me as a lid setting shade, you know what I mean? They're bright mamas, like they're really pretty. But what she did is she put it all over her whole lid, and then she went in with some, like she used some of the pinks up here, and then like kind of for more work appropriate looks, kind of like put those in there, and then just threw in a went in with a matte last, which is so backwards to me, but it was a really cool technique, and I think it would be fun to try sometime just for funsies. Because typically I, start with my mattes and then I do shimmers last. So feel free to try that if you want to. If I was good with technology, I would drop that video below of hers, but you just have to take my word for it because I'm lazy. But shout out to you, Monica. Okay, Everyday Wild Greens. I'll show you the tallies first. I barely used it, maybe used it once. This is her. I think she's beautiful. I am excited to use this, but to me, this is a very subdued palette. It's not bright and it's not intense. Like, it's soft shades, which I think is beautiful. But this is more of like a work, like you work in an office vibe. For my job, I work from home, and then when I do my makeup, it's for when I'm going out. Like, I don't feel the need to put on makeup while I'm at home for my clients. So basically, it's off topic, but I do like in-home health. So anyway, like, I don't feel the need to put on makeup like at 8 a.m. in the morning just for him. You know what I mean? But whenever I go dancing a lot, I go on dates a lot, I go do fun things, I'm usually going for more of a vibrant look, and those are very subtle shades. So yeah, I think maybe it would be really fun to play with that palette potentially on like days that I am like not going out. But also I wouldn't have a problem like wearing that for a date, but like for dance I like to go very vibrant because it's dark and you can get away with like bright colors. But yeah, I can see myself wearing those on dates. But and then my summer girl era. Honestly, this could be easily a summer palette. Honestly, it's more spring to be to BH, but it's it's like literally my newest big palette, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's my newest big palette, so I don't know why I'm like prioritizing my old ones first. Ooh, that almost tipped. But yeah, anyway, another tip I have is if you are in love with a palette, like I don't really buy things often. Like I buy like one palette a year, maybe. If you love a palette enough to buy it, and like I did love that palette, and I saw on Amazon Prime Day it was on sale for like $70, so I bought it. I recommend that you not hold off on using it. You should use it while it is at its most alluring to you, because after you've had it for a while, the appeal, I mean, you'll still think it's pretty, but you won't be like over the top excited for it like you were when you first got it. So I think you should, even if you're working on a project or something, you should literally, if you buy a new palette, which like I said, I only buy like one new palette a year, you should use the crap out of it because it will never be as satisfying to use as when, like, after you first get it. So that's my little rant. But honestly, I feel like most people in the makeup community buy more palettes than that a year. Like Paula was also talking about from A Beauty Guru Made Me Do It. I think she changed her name on YouTube from that to Paula, but maybe it's still that. I don't know. I was gonna go on a side tangent about her, but that's irrelevant. Nothing bad, but anyway. Basically, like, I think she was saying that as well. Like, she always, like, feels the need to, like, use her older things, and I'm the same way, because it's like, yeah, you're gonna have to originally throw those away, but it's like, why don't you use your new stuff while it's fresh and, like, working its best? Because, like, if you wait 4 years to use it, like, it's still probably fine, but the formula might have changed and dried up a bit, and, like, it's not as satisfying. So anyway, that is the end of the larger palettes. The smaller palettes, I don't even know if it's worth talking about. Honestly, I'm not even going to talk about them. I'll flash this up just to show you that I haven't used them. Like, all they're actually not smaller palettes. They're singles, my singles. I've only used this shade once, which is just a little single. So it's not anything interesting to look at. So I know this is a really long video, so I'm kind of trying to spare you. And then these are, I think this is the last page. Yeah, these are my other singles that are in the project, and I haven't used them that much. Glucose is a white matte shade, which is really nice for if you're doing an all matte look to brighten up the inner half of the eye. Unexpected is a JD Glow duochrome, which honestly I'll flash it for you, which is beautiful. It's more neutral than the other two. This one's like blue and this one's like purplish blue. Yeah. And then Space Cowboy, everyone knows what that is. It's like a very neutral glitter shade from, it's a moon dust shade from Urban Decay, which I'm not gonna bother getting that out, but I'll show you the Unexpected. Oh yeah, this is the shade I've been using the most, the Unexpected. Honestly, this, should I use this shade right now just to show you how pretty it is? Okay, this shade is Good God. It's a purple blue shifty shade, and I'm wearing like a purpley eye look today, so why not? This is Good God. How beautiful. Look how much that elevated my eye look. Honestly, like, TBH, I liked my eye look before, but that just added a little something extra beautiful to the look. Like, whoa, oh, who is she? That girl loves makeup, you know what I mean? It adds a little va-boom. So yeah, I'm gonna add a tally for Good God. Good God, G-A-W-D, because we're not using the Lord's name in vain in this house. Okay, anyway, that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. I know it was a hella long video. Please leave a comment. I really appreciate it, because honestly, a big reason I don't post that often is because I feel like no one watches my videos, and it feels like it's kind of a waste of time. But it's always fun, I mean, to look back on, and then there's usually like 2 people that comment, and I really appreciate them. So please do that. And if you're doing the project and I don't comment on your stuff, which honestly, like, everyone that I know of that's doing the project that posts updates, I comment on their stuff. So if you are doing the project and I'm not commenting on it, then let me know, because I really want to watch your update, and for some reason it might have slipped me behind. But obviously anyone's welcome to join, even mid-year, or you can join next year, whatever you're comfy with. But anyway, I can't stop looking at my eyeshadow, TBH, because that just elevated it for sure. Okay, peace out, Girl Scouts. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. God bless you and your family. Bye.